Hello everyone, and welcome to another Kev Play. This is Kevin, and we are on part 6 of Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Last time we did this level, I think I'll do it again, because I actually saw what the missing box was when I rewatched the tape. But first, let's go to the flashback tapes. We got an extra one here. Outfit durability exam. Let's check it out.
And go.
See what this is all about. Okay.
It appears my old shorts fit the subject splendidly.
Seems to work. Okay. Got those. Oh, I see. Okay. Some Crash Bandicoot 1 music here. Now, I don't know what's below us, but this is pretty simple. Looks like... Oh, the ending was, like, right above us, but I'm guessing we're gonna, like, go down and to the right and then loop back around, and it's gonna be a longer level. 73 boxes, though, that's not that bad. Okay, this is, like, gotta be on my heels and then slide across. Whew! There's a lot of, like, mechanics here that were never really introduced in the first 3 games at all. They're really, like... This is a Toy Story Bob really, like... exercising Crash's limits, really. Like, to like the T, you know? There's like little things that are happening here that you just would not have to think about in the first 3 games. Like me having to slide across a gap. Just not in the cards. Hey, Peppa Pig, how are you? I see that you were playing Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection before. I don't know if you're still playing. Okay, so now this is more of a timed slide gap. There we go. Oh god. Let's look at the checkpoint. Now what? I guess this is going to be a slide. Okay. Clear these out of the way. Said, yes, I'm on Chapter 19. Chapter 19 of Uncharted 4? You're doing the crushing mode? Or are you on the Lost Legacy yet? Yeah, Uncharted 4, okay. Okay, so it's coming along. Crushing mode, yeah. I've been, I have done a second playthrough of Gears of War Reloaded, the first game, and I'm playing it on insane difficulty, which is basically the equivalent of crushing mode on Uncharted. And I'm at the last boss, but it's really tough. You said I'm about to head off and watch the stream. Okay.
I miss those shorts. So breezy. Oodles of room in the air. Never mind.
Wait, did Cortex used to try our shorts? Did Cortex give us our shorts? Did he buy them for us? Like, did he, like, get them fitted, or what? That's a bit of Crash lore I never knew. But yeah, I'm playing insane difficulty on Gears of War. Really tough. It's about the same you would expect for an Uncharted game, where it's just like you can't really be out from cover too much. Like, and even when you are, at a certain point, they introduce these like sniper enemies, and those are the really tough ones. Where it's like if you're gonna try to take them out, you better get like the headshot real quick. Otherwise, if you're like lingering for like even like a like a beat of a millisecond, they'll get you. And they shoot these guns too that are like, it's like there's the sniper people, and then there's the ones that can like snipe like a sticky bomb on you. And once you get stuck with one, it's like it's over. You're done. Like, but that's when the difficulty spike really ramps up for that game, especially when you're playing it on insane difficulty. But it's like weird. Like I got through a lot of tough parts, like parts that I'm like surprised I was able to like persevere and get through. But this last boss, it's very the last boss is a General Ram, and he's really tough. I'm almost wondering if I should just like get a friend and play cooperative, and maybe I'll get the trophy by playing co-op, because it's really tough to play this game single player with the NPC buddy that you have, because they aren't really that smart. He said they should have used the pre-console music in the flashback tapes. That would have been cool. Yeah, there's a lot of like, it's like, who is it? It's Josh Mansell who does the music for the original Crash Bandicoot games. Like, he had a lot of like unused tracks. So that would have been cool. See, now I'm going up. Is there a way to... I probably shouldn't have... Is there a way to... Can I do a... I wonder if I can set off this TNT with my, like shockwave or whatever. Guess not. Okay. Maybe this will... Oh, no, probably not. Well, the nitro box, detonator box, will get these TNTs, so that's for sure. I'm sure you'll get through the part, through that part in Gears of War. I think I can, but it was strange though, because like I was playing it every day, and then I was like, okay, I got to this part, and it was really tough. It was one of those tough bosses where I'm like, maybe if I just put the game down and like put it out of my mind, kind of go away, like, you know, like how like you can go to sleep and it's almost like your subconscious like works out how to beat the boss, and then once you go back the next day you can like you get him like first try. I tried that and it didn't work, and then I was like, okay, let me wait for the weekend so that I'm not like, you know, working hard all day at my job and then coming home to try to beat this tough boss. Let me save it for the weekend where I have all the time in the world. And I was doing that, and I was just like, and it was still just like, I think what the problem is like, when it comes to like the skill of like popping from out of cover real quick and getting a shot off and then getting back into cover, I'm good at that. But there's also a lot of like RNG, like random number generator, like nonsense that's happening in the fight that I find unpredictable. And I'm trying to like figure out the boss, like how he works, but like, cause like it's weird how it works. Like you're supposed to like be undercover. You have two guns that you're supposed to use, and both of them take really long to reload with. But they're the only ones you can use in order to get this like force field around him to like drop. And then you gotta get your shot off. But as you're doing that, you have to wait for him to come up to you so that you can get around him, and you're basically on like a linear platform, so it's very tough to get around him, because basically you're trying to get to the end of the arena of the fight, you know, without any spoilers of where it's taking place, but also there's things from the side that are shooting at you, and they come at random times, and it's just like very, for me it's just like I wish I had just had a competent player, like human player playing, because the what's it called in this game, like the NPCs, they get downed, and you have to revive them, and this NPC in this fight, he gets downed like almost immediately, and maybe I can try to revive him, but it's tough. Oh god, oh god. Okay, so now they're testing our crawl speed here. Very interesting. Okay, we made it. Alright, we got these 2 boxes here. See, I want to get that life box up there, but how the hell? Alright, I think this is the detonation box, if I'm not mistaken. I know... hold on. I don't want that TNT to explode, so... okay. Alright, so that life box is right back up here. Beautiful. Oh my god, okay. Don't get crushed by the steel box, though. Might as well do that. Okay, we did it. Not that bad.
Incredible!
That was an easier one, I feel. But it made you think a bit. I know these flashback tapes are gonna get crazier, but... You said, damn, I hate relying on RNGesus. Yeah, there's just a lot of it. And it gets very frustrating, because there's so... like, I'm used to games that are tough if there's, like, a trial and error. Like, I was also, like, a few weeks ago trying to beat that last Astrobot level they released, which is, like, super, super hard. And there's a trial and error to it, and I kind of just stopped playing it because I just... It was getting late, and I planned to get back to it at some point. But I can tell that there's a trial and error that I was progressing as I was doing it. Whereas with this, the trial and error, it's like, yeah, there's trial and error, but then the RNG aspect just makes it so... it just makes it so much more frustrating. Overall, I enjoy the game, though. I don't think it's a game I'm going to platinum because of the multiplayer trophies being an extreme grind. And because the online community is very well... It's so good at this game. You know, they've been playing this game for 20 years now. Almost 20 years. And a newbie like me coming into it... Even if you're, like, you know, basically... If you have any first-person shooter or third-person shooter skill... You'll get maybe a kill or so, but it really is tough to keep up with them. It's almost like you need your own party if you really want to succeed. I'm gonna go back to this level because I saw what I missed last time when I rewatched the tape, and it was a very simple one that I know I should have gotten the first time around. Alright, so we saw this already. Wait, did I? Yeah, I did do this one. Let's get this. But yeah, other than that, the fun casual game that I've just been playing is just Tony Hawk. I know that game is just going to be a huge grind, no pun intended. But I enjoy just putting on a podcast and just skating around and getting stuff done. I've played the game so much at this point that I've unlocked everything from, like, the in-game store. Like, you get, like, you know, skate decks, helmets, apparel, like, you know, shirts and pants and socks and shoes, and you spend your in-game money whenever you get, like, you know, whenever you get, like, points from, like, playing the career or whatever. But I hope I don't know. I hope Iron Galaxy, like, adds, like, some DLC or something, because I feel like other than a lot of the unlocks being tied behind, like, skill-based challenges, it does seem weird to go to the store and there's, like, nothing there to buy with your in-game money. Like, my in-game money's starting to, like, rack up. So I've been playing Half-Life. Ah, okay. Half-Life is a game that I've played very briefly at friends' houses, because obviously it's a PC game. I could probably run it on my new laptop now, maybe, on Steam. Oh, here's the box that I missed, or one of the boxes I missed. Yeah, I think this is the box I missed. Oh, I have to use my Arcana here. There we go. Alright, so that's the box I I'm pretty positive I missed this one. But yeah, Half-Life is a good game. I think the closest game I have to Half-Life that I feel like was that took a lot of inspiration from in terms of like how it plays a bit is Area 51, which is my 2005 Game of the Year. It's very similar in terms of just being like, you know, you have a certain set of weapons. There's a really compelling story going on and stuff. You said it aged a little bit in terms of graphics, but it's really fun. Yeah, you know, I don't get too stingy on like when I go back to old games and the graphics are a little rough around the edges, or you know, not as good, obviously. As long as you're aware of like the time era you're playing in, then you'll get used to it. I feel that's how I felt like with Metal Gear Solid 1. Was as rough as the graphics are now today. It just grows on you as you play, and you're like, okay, I can do this. Nothing up there. Kano's gone. I like how Kano just leaves whenever he wants. Okay. Okay. Nothing else there. He says, so Spyro. Yeah, so Spyro had its community day. I figured that's it. I figured I was like, well, let's use this opportunity to like put that little article I did last year. Because I feel like, you know, obviously no one really reads anymore. But I'm proud of that article because it really put things into perspective of how that game's like economy works and like the progression system and everything, and like what Insomniac's like mindset was behind all of it. But yeah, Spyro, it looks like I'm seeing that image going around of like the 27-year anniversary. It's like an original new image, and Toys for Bob are celebrating it. Microsoft was celebrating it. Obviously, Insomniac was. You said Spyro got brand new art. What could this mean? I think that's great. Look, back in November, I don't know if you remember, but remember when they did like the Thanksgiving art for Crash, Tony Hawk, and Spyro? Tony Hawk got new art, and then obviously Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 Plus 4 comes out. I would not be surprised. Got that. I would not be surprised if Spyro getting new art is just in the same thing in line with that theory, you know. Like, I was thinking, like, you know, Crash and Tony Hawk are the only, because I like to lump all three together because they're kind of like the original PlayStation remasters that they were all working on. You know, Activision's like team, like Vicarious Visions and Toys for Bob and Beanox, and obviously, you know, they all went their, you know, everything's changed since the PS4 era now, but now that Iron Galaxy's in the mix, doing Tony Hawk, and we also had Crash Team Rumble this generation, you know, Crash and Tony Hawk have shown up for this generation. In terms of presence and, you know, and whatnot. But Spyro is still kind of left stranded back in the PS4 generation in terms of the Reignited trilogy. I think it's time. Like, let's go, you know? I think the Game Awards were... You know, I always keep my expectations in check, but I think it's very realistic that it can happen at the Game Awards that we get an announcement for, like, later in the year. Later into the next year. So, we'll see. I honestly have high hopes. I'm counting on Toys for Bob. So am I, you know, and I think it's just like they've said a lot hinting towards Spyro without having to like say it, but also without having to be too coy. Like, you know, the way they changed their website to like purple, and the way Microsoft is involved in working with them still. Why would Microsoft be involved if they were working on a new IP? You know, sure, Microsoft can serve as a publisher and maybe like give them some perks for when they publish a game, but I think the ultimate reason behind it would be that they trust Toys for Bob as a team. I think Xbox has a lot of trouble with their own acquired teams. You know, not that Sony doesn't have their own trouble with their own teams, but I think Microsoft, from all the teams they've acquired, a lot of it was like inorganic acquisitions, you know. So, and you know, all these games like Hellblade 2 and like you know, like Starfield, like there's a lot of hype that goes behind them, but then they kind of, you know, they don't really live up to the extreme hype that they set for it. So I think Microsoft would be smart to use Toys for Bob as like a, you know, let Toys for Bob be the independent developer, but, you know, partner with them on and still, you know, let them use the IP of Spyro to get a good game out. And I think Toys for Bob, they've always just been passionate about doing that. I think they're just as excited to see what a Spyro 4 would look like as much as they were to create Crash 4. You know, like what Crash 4 is. Doing good here. Oops. Shouldn't just bum rush it. Beautiful. Nintendo Direct tomorrow. It's going to be 1 hour long. Okay, I didn't hear about that. That's cool. Nintendo, I feel like they've been having a good year. You know, like I'm sure like Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to be like on. Oh god. I'm sure that's going to be one of the game of the year contenders. Lot of great critical praise for that game. So we did this bonus last time. I just gotta remember what... Oh, I think I remember what happened. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go this way. I think I actually want to get rid of... I don't know what I want to do. People are predicting a new Smash game or a new Mario movie. I think I did see something about like a new Mario movie with like, I don't know if what it was, but I saw like a promo image or something. I don't know if that was just an image from the last movie. But that's cool. I think I can just get this. Save those boxes down there. Oh, I know what we... Okay. And then we'll go here. I think this last box is what I want to be on. Oh, whoa, oops. What happened? What happened? Kev. Patience. There we go. I remember that box was like a little bit of a head scratcher last time. Me, I'm just looking forward to Ghost Yote October 2nd. Seeing a lot of people are like putting out things like that they're trying to boycott the game because there was like some designer or someone who works on the game that was basically put out kind of a scandalous tweet. You know, not to get political, but celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I don't think it's cool to celebrate, regardless where you fall on what political side. I don't want to ever see anybody murdered. But I don't think, you know, that's one person out of how many, you know, hundreds of people on a team. If you're going to boycott a company or a product for a scandal, for every time a company has a little bit of a scandal or controversy, you'd be a Buddhist. Because every company is, like, not every company, pretty much every company is guilty of something that's not good. And I don't think boycotts really work in video games either. Like, remember when Hogwarts Legacy was supposed to be boycotted? Because of the whole J.K. Rowling thing, and that didn't really work well at all. Like, for me, it's just like, you know I was gonna get this game. It's not something to boycott. Alright, we got everything we need. So, yeah, that situation. Yeah, it's just like, you know, I think it's a little overblown. I don't agree with what the guy did or said or whatever, but it's not something I'm gonna... Like, that game's gonna sell gangbusters, you know? It's a Sony first-party game. I mean, Hogwarts had no nomination at the Game Awards, but that was a different reason, I think. I think that's because a lot of people who were on the voting board for that were a lot of, like, the gaming media outlets, and a lot of them kind of lean a certain way. I think it's so strange. It's so, like, obnoxiously obvious that that game was just completely ignored, regardless of, like, it being, you know, a team doing this this huge open world for the first time for a very beloved IP, and how well it was done, and for it to sell more than Call of Duty did that year. It's like they're pretending that it didn't exist. Come on, it's just a little strange. But it is what it is. The sales spoke for itself with Hogwarts Legacy. You know, it didn't really... And I played the game myself. It really was a solid, good game. It was my personal game of the year for 2023. I remember, like, it being up against Spider-Man 2 was, like, a very big debate for me. If you go back to the episode when I kind of, like, go into it, like, there was a lot of, like, really analyzing what I value in terms of my game of the year, you know, between those two. Like, alright, I think we can make it. I don't think we need to go to that other thing. Alright, remember this guy is a little bit of a... Alright, we got it. By the way, I don't want to jinx it. But I'm not going to say it, but I don't want to jinx it, but I think we're in good shape right now. Still have to play that game someday. Yeah, I recommend it. You know, like, I mean, I really enjoy, like, anybody who's read the books or watched the movies, you're gonna have a blast. But I think even if you aren't really familiar with the world, I think it's a great kind of entry point. because especially since it's a prequel to the Harry Potter universe, like it's taking place like in the 1800s, and there's a lot of callbacks to certain things that happen in the books slash movies, but which are cool. But really, it stands on its own. It's definitely a fun game. It almost had a bit of like a Spyro the Dragon spirit for me in terms of like the collecting and trying to find secrets, like going around the castle to try to find secret passageways and stuff. It reminded me of like the spirit of Spyro, where there's kind of like this thrill in just like the childhood exploration aspects, you know? And yet it's even more than that. Like there's a lot of epic combat, and the story was very serviceable. It's very good, you know. But yeah. All right, how do I want to time? If I land on this lily pad, I'll be good. Beautiful. I think we're good. Let's hope for the best here. 205 out of 212. Big money, big money. Beautiful. And we did it without dying. Cool. Insanely perfect relic earned. Do I think I can crush another level? I think I can, because I have done it in the past. Okay. Papa says, nice, thank you. You know, so we did the flashback tape. I don't think we did this one yet. Potion Commotion. Here, let's check it out. Playing as Tawna.
Reminds me of Neo Nippon, minus the kaiju tanuki.
I don't know what she's referencing, but I'm guessing it's some, like, anime thing, because it sounds very anime. Alright. What are we in for here? Is there any more boxes? I think I got it all. Right? Alright. Let's check this out. A kaiju is a Japanese monster. Okay, is it like... Will we see this monster in like a Godzilla movie? Hidden gem already, cool. So I know like Mothra, Godzilla... Rodan, I think, is a... But maybe those are more like mythological creations from those movies. I don't know what a kaiju is, though. Okay, so it's sort of in the vein of what of a Godzilla type.
Aw, Hawaii!
Basically, I have to like grab those boxes before I land, but this one's a little tough. Let's see. Okay. See, these are more like Chinese dragons. Okay, let me go back. Oh, I can do it right here. Cool. Okay, I can do it. I can make it. But there's also a box over there I gotta be aware of. Alright, we got one box there. Alright, so far so good, I think, right? Got a life up here. I'm liking this little owl bird that I guess it's like an owl that they keep on the top of the tree right above Tawna right here. I'm seeing a lot of them actually. Well, that's more of a plant thing. That's weird on the right here. Okay, we're good. I remember this level giving me some trouble with the box gem, but I remember figuring it out on my own. But I have no memory of what was the trip up that was the problem. I see a box right there. Alright, so we had one box there. Okay. Oh, I see what I gotta do. Okay. Oh! That almost got me. I didn't even realize this door opened because of some random event. That's cool. Yeah, this game does go overboard with the hidden boxes, that's for damn sure. I'm guessing they want me to go this way. No, right? I think they don't want me to go back anymore than we already are. So now we're back in the level we were just at, but it's a different box layout. So this is going to be interesting. Like, is there going to be another hidden box that I'm going to have to be aware of? That's going to make me lose here? Now, let me get these for a second. Let's see what's over up here. Anything? Oh god. Okay, that could have been bad. Guess I'll get rid of the TNTs here. Here we go. Beautiful. Is there anything up here of note? Nope. Okay. Nothing over here. Alright, we're all good. Now we just gotta... I wonder if he says anything different. Whatever. We'll come back to this level sometime, I'm sure. Guess I want to get this Aku Aku box. Okay. Gotta make sure not to miss this one. Don't. I thought I had like another jump I could have done there. Doesn't want to talk again. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, I guess I could have done that. Alright. Oop. Let's hope that we can get all these boxes. Oh my god, okay. Should be able to do this. I know there was like a lily pad last time that they didn't put anything on. It was like a second path you can do. I'm imagining that they're gonna put it boxes there now too. Maybe go that way instead of the other way, but let's see. Best way to go about it. Oh, come on. Oh my god, the checkpoint is so unforgiving. I guess I could just be a little bit more... But it's just like, I have to wait for the TNTs to go, come on. And I don't want to use my Econo when I set the TNTs off because you're spinning kind of like on in a weird way, like it's almost like you're on ice physics. So you don't want to set the TNT off by accident. So what the heck is that checkpoint? Yeah, I know, it's kind of lame, this one. I think the checkpoint in this later half gets just really annoying. It is what it is, though, I guess. Now we got it.
I wish I didn't have to resort to live tests for my experiments, but you know, omelets, eggs, superpowered potions, marsupial, I mean, other animals.
I'm surprised they didn't put in new dialogue for this kind of like alternate level where, you know, we play. Well, I guess it is supposed to be playing in time. Like the Tawna level is just like another perspective of what already happened. So it would be the same dialogue. Just curious. Okay, just making sure there's nothing up there. Alright, let's see what this bonus is, what the tricks up its sleeves it has this time. Or is it the same bonus? No, it's different, right? Okay. Seems pretty straightforward. Okay. Do I want to set that off? Maybe keep that for now. But no, they want us to, or do they want me to? I don't know. Let's just play it the way the way a simple tin would first. Yeah, the bonus unlock's different. Yeah, it definitely is. What's the difference here? That's the top and this is the bottom. Okay. Yeah, I don't like these. Okay, we have this. Let's hope for the best there. I want to save that box there, so let's... Alright, that's pretty straightforward. And then one more is that life box, I think, right? Or that one, yeah. Beautiful. pretty easy compared to the first version. Alright. What we have in store. I hope I got everything that I thought. Yep. Okay. This is why this checkpoint gets annoying, because I'm going to be sent here, I'm sure, at some point. This is why I go for these first, just to clear it out a bit. Alright, so yeah, they're putting it on both paths. This is annoying. It's almost like I should have, like, saved that checkpoint and gone over there first, come back, and then got the checkpoint, and then gone across. Alright, let's check it out. Okay, I'm just getting lucky, okay. Got a Aku Aku though. I think we're good here. Now we essentially just want to go backwards again. I wish this nitro wasn't like right here on the small dock. Okay. Okay, that works. Let's hope for the best here. Both of these lily pads will trigger once I land on them. Wait, is there anything over there? I can't even tell. I feel like maybe my depth perception is playing tricks on me, maybe. Oh well, let's check it out. Yeah, that was my depth perception playing tricks on me. I could have sworn there were like boxes in the air for the lily pads, but no complaints here. As long as I made it. Still don't have a checkpoint though, I don't like that. Oh, what's the play? If I land on that lily pad, I'll be fine. Yeah, you said, nah, I don't see nothing. Okay. This next lily pad is also fine once we land on it. Let's hope for the best here. Okay. This next lily pad is also good, okay. Alright, this is where it gets a little tricky. Well, it's only this one lily pad I have to worry about, really. I wonder if like just a regular double jump will make across, but it's like... Because I feel like you get too much oomph with this first Akano jump. Oh my god. I'll take it. Alright. Big money, big money. Whatever. We'll save it for next time or some other time. We missed one box. What? But yeah. My thoughts exactly. At least we got to get it done within 3 lives, you know. He said no. At a certain point, we have to just expect that we're going to be missing boxes in this game, because it's... He said, I don't believe that. I feel like maybe, if anything, it might have been like the off the beaten path Tawna boxes that you have to get with your hookshot, possibly. I guess for now, let's just do Dragon On. There is a flashback tape in this level. Oh, nighttime. Aesthetic? Or, not aesthetic. I remember there was a trophy for, like, getting these gongs. Thankfully we don't have to worry about that now. But I'll hit the gong just for old time's sake. Nice. I do remember this gem, by the way. For now, let's just go for the box gem.
Oh, look at us, just like the old days. Working together against those who keep us down and humiliate us by forcing us to pick out our own birthday card and sign them to him. I could have eaten a half.
Interesting lore here, because my thinking was, okay, Embryo is against us again. This is an alternate timeline, so maybe Crash 2 didn't happen exactly the way we remember it, or the way we experienced it. But he just called back to when we worked together in Crash 2 to take down Cortex. You said hint. When you go for the gem, use the bonus as a checkpoint. Yeah. Oh, I know that. I mean, that's a hint that goes back down to the Naughty Dog games. That's something that I've always known. Let's see if there's any boxes. Yeah. You know what? Let me restart the level since we're right here. That way we can wipe that death from our account. Skip that since we already did it. Yeah, just go for the TNT. I don't really have to worry about Wumpas right now because right now I have 98 lives. But I just find it interesting that this guy, that Embryo he called back to that him and Crash worked together. Because for the longest time when you play the Naughty Dog games, he just becomes an ally in the end for you. And they never go back to him, so you never have any reason to think that he didn't reform, you know? But I guess it did happen, and I guess he's just a son of a bitch. I don't know. How do you feel about that? That they kind of
I can't say I see the appeal of all that jumping you do. Perhaps I don't have the right body for it yet.
How do you feel that his arc is kind of reverted now, where he's back to being Cortex's underling and not even respected at that? And it's interesting that Engine was the first boss, when Engine was like the Cortex's second in command after Embryo kind of like betrays him, or like, you know, goes AWOL. Whereas and now Engine's defeated, but Embryo still has, like, he's still, like, you know, in the equation here. He needs to make up his mind. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not a fan that Embryo reverted. I feel like he had a nice, like, little bit of a story arc where it was kind of like, oh wow, you know, Crash 2, you don't know who to trust. Engine or, I mean, Cortex. Well, you know not to trust Cortex, but when you're collecting the gems for Brio, you're kind of like you're like, I don't know if I should trust you either. And then it kind of turns out cool when it ends up that he holds up his end of the bargain, you know. And then you never see him again. You see his, like, beakers in Crash Team Racing in terms of the Naughty Dog games, but that's it. In Mind Over Mutant, Embryo did team up with Cortex again. Interesting. I mean, with it being, with those games being a little bit more detached. I mean, obviously they're detached from like the Naughty Dog trilogy, and it feels like whenever all these new developers are taking over the Crash Bandicoot IP, like they were kind of like just like they were kind of just like, you know, not really taking the lore too seriously. I don't know why the camera isn't following me. Is this not annoying? Why isn't it following me? I don't like that. What the hell? Now it's following me. You saw that, right? I was here and I was like all the way up here and it still was like that awkward camera angle. I've never seen that. You said you've seen this happen before. I don't remember that ever being a thing. But I was not a fan of that. I think they should strike my death from the record here. I wonder what would happen if I kept going. Like, would the camera eventually like have fix itself, or who knows? Or would I have been like off camera? Alright, so far so good. Let's do a little gong action. Nice. And we can go down. I'm seeing a platform here. Again, the camera seems really strange there. Can I go this way? I'm surprised they're not putting things here. For a game that loves to put things off camera. Oh, here's a flashback tape. Oh, I missed it because I died because of that camera. Oh well. I'll come back to this level. Well, we have to go through this level anyway, again. These fireboxes are new to Crash 4. They're definitely in the spirit of the platforming. I'm surprised Naughty Dog never thought of it. I had to. I was just curious if there was something that way, but there wasn't. What's our box count? We're about halfway through. Okay. Surprised they didn't do anything there. Oh, can I go right? No. I don't think I'm supposed to be in here.
Sometimes I think you're my only friend. And then I realize, no, that's right.
So he considers us a friend. I guess he's just a troubled person. All those potions he takes, substance abuse. You know, sometimes the people you love, you know, they can become completely different people if they abuse drugs or alcohol. It's a good lesson to learn from a Crash game. He said, I guess you could say that. It fits, it's valid. I remember this being annoying. This is pure Crash platforming right here. I'm curious, is there a box there that I need to worry about? I don't know. I might have to just hope that there isn't, because it's kind of lame if they put that one there. So, see, now here's your thing, is that they put the checkpoint right next to the bonus, so it's kind of like, why? But is it a... Oh, I don't know. Whatever. Like, when you were giving me that hint, was it in... Did it have to do with this level specifically? Is there a trick to something I'm not thinking of? Or was it just a general hint that you were giving? Specific to this level? Or just general? Only this level, did I... So I went for the bonus first, I hope that's, Maybe it's because you have to go back to that bridge that falls, maybe there's a box under there, and they want you to be... I don't know, I don't even know. All I know is that there is a color gem in this level. But you don't get it from, You get it from the way you get it in the Crash 2 in the first level in Crash 2. How do I go about this? Because there's a freaking box up there. Can I bounce off him? Oops. Or is there a way I can, like, use the boxes I had originally? Maybe I can... I don't know. Let's see. Something. I think I had something. Nope. Let me die again. I feel like I can do something here. But maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, I can do this. That works. Ooh, so I have to be really, like, good about the way I go about this. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. Got it. Cool, we got this. I'm trying to think why I would have had to save this. Is it because I'm supposed to go... No, there's nothing behind there. I mean, I'm just gonna take it, I guess, right? Why else would it be here? I'm gonna take it. I guess I'll learn about it. Oh, you said you can go. gem found, okay. I'm hoping I can get getting all these boxes. They can't hide it too crazy when you can't see what you're doing. Alright, I think we got everything. How are we looking? 117 and 1? We're almost there. Have to be careful of any falling platforms. Let's make sure there's nothing this way, there's nothing. Cool. Okay, we're good. Going this way. No! Gotta be careful of my deaths here. Well, if we go for the color gem next, it'll be easy to get through this without having to worry about boxes and be able to complete it. So we have to go through this level again anyway. Right. Got a box up here. Right. Nothing behind the wall. Gotta time this a bit. Alright, we got the checkpoint. See what's up here, nothing. Oh my god. Burrito's really trying to pull out all the stops here. Now here's how you see your hint. Oh, I got the gem. Cool. And we got here in 3 lives, so that's good. Yeah. So this little message here, a box with a cross on it, and then it shows the gem. Pretty self-explanatory. Wait, how did this gem happen without... Oh, I guess I got all the nitros? That's funny. Nothing that way. Cool. Alright. We did it! Not bad. Okay, so next time we will go... Well, we have to go through that level again because we want to get the flashback tape and we want to get the color gem. So next time I'll do that. We'll try to play this sooner rather than later. We've been at a summer pace this summer. You know, where it's just kind of like whenever I find the time, because it's been a busy summer. A lot of good games to play. Yeah, so Peppa Pig, it's been a pleasure. Anyone out there who wants to like, comment, or subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. You can subscribe to KevPlays9490 on YouTube and/or follow me on Twitter at Let's Watch Series. Here's our Persona skin, by the way, and Coco's Persona skin. Yeah, other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, keep a clear head, and keep on gaming, and we will catch you all next time. Peace out.